Okay, good morning. This is our discussion on editorial cartooning. This is in preparation for your competition on Tuesday. Okay, so again, we'll be discussing this on the most technical aspect, all right, and the most straightforward presentation, okay, of things that we need to know with regard to how we present a journalistic idea through art, okay, through arts or through cartooning. Of course, I will not be giving this lecture to you as a professional or somebody who's well versed and talented in doing a cartoon. Okay, that I cannot share with you. At kayo rin naman, on the other hand, hindi nyo naman din to pwedeng aralin na assuming that you can perfect this kasi not every one of us ay gifted sa drawing. So we can only learn the theories or we can only learn principles behind creating a good cartoon, but translating it into a good drawing is another question. Ano? So don't expect much sa inyong mga sarili at ganoon din naman ako, I'm not expecting much sa aking sarili din, alright? As any theory or principle that we'll be learning from here is is just 50% of how it will be translated into a good drawing, okay, which again depends on the talent and the hand skill of the participant or of the person. All right, so again, what we'll be delivering here will just be principles how a good cartoon is created. So kung kayo ay competitor, kung kayo ay kasali sa competition ng editorial cartooning, then these are principles you can learn or you can apply sa inyong mga drawings plus your skill or your talent mismo sa pagguhit or sa pag-drawing. Okay, paggawa ng cartoon. All right, so let's start now with the first slide. Editorial cartoon, okay, is also known as a political cartoon. Most of the time kasi medyo political din ang kanyang ibinibigay or tema na inilalaman. It is a drawing containing a commentary expressing the artist's opinion. So we've discussed before that the editorial cartoon is separate from that of the editorial proper. Meaning to say, it's not a complementary drawing or illustration for the actual editorial. It is an editorial on its own. Meaning to say, yung artist mismo, yun ang opinion niya. At hindi niya dinodrawing ang opinion ng kanyang editor or ng kanyang um, editorial writer. Okay? Siya mismo, yung pagguguhit niya na to ay sarili niyang opinion, expressing his opinion. Okay, Krisha, please unmute your microphone. Krisha, mute your microphone, please. Ayan, thank you. All right. So there you go. So if you'll be joining here, it's your opinion that counts, okay, when you create your drawing. Next slide. Nagkipress ako ng button eh. It typically combines artistic skill, hyperbole, and satire in order to question authority, kaya nga siya medyo political, and draw attention to not only these, okay, but these are majority of the themes, corruption, political violence, and other social ills. All right, so again, these are not the only themes or topics presented to be presented in an editorial cartoon. However, these are majority of the topics, no, yung mga social ills, mga sakit ng lipunan. All right, and it is done through, of course, the artistic drawing hyperbole, okay, mga exaggerations, and satire. When we say satire, it's like comedic representation ng isang serious matter, no? Meron kang there is truth in it, but you're presenting it in a way na medyo makalokohan, okay, humorous, and entertaining, okay, para mas makita natin, okay, yung how we question those who are in power behind these social ills. So, basically, ganun ang ating approach sa editorial cartoon. So, sa campus paper, medyo ganun din. Sa halip, sa ating mga paper, meron din tayong mga kine-question or hina-highlight or binibigyan ng pansin, alright, when it comes to irregularities, normally yung school irregularities ito or school issues, alright, that we present in a lighter drawings, pero syempre may deeper meaning to it and serious matters implied doon sa ating presentation or sa illustration natin. Next. These are based on current events. So you don't just draw a cartoon based on an issue of a past event. Syempre, you still have to be relevant. Like any other news, it has to be current. Okay? Hindi lang siya basta-basta, ay trip kong magsulat sa ganitong klaseng issue. So, drawing ako ng ganito, ng ganyan. So, when you're choosing an editorial cartoon, it has to be based, or if you want to just draw something about a topic, it has to be on a current issue or current event. So these are like written editorials. Para siyang nakasulat na editorial. The only difference is that it is drawn. Okay? And meron siyang educational purpose. Meron siyang dapat itinuturo. Again, hindi lang siya pambabatikos, hindi lang siya pamumuna, but it should also have an educational purpose, okay? Bakit mo siya pinupuna? Bakit mo to pinapakita? Or bakit mo kine-question ang issue na ito or ang topic na ito? Alright, next. They are intended to make readers think about current political issues. So normally, political issues are left in the news as news to inform us, no? Pero nakakalimutan nila na yung mga balita na to ay issue din or political issues din. Akala nila balita lang. Okay, so alam na namin ang balita, then tapos na. Okay, but editorial cartoons wake us up to ponder and reflect on this news, presenting them as issues na kailangan natin pag-isipan. And also, they must use visual and verbal vocabulary. It's not just the visual that matters. Minsan meron din tayong mga pinapakitang verbal vocabulary as there are words also which your editorial cartoon may contain. But the difference is that is not as long as the articles, a word or two could be present, pero hindi niya dapat na-dominate yung buong drawing, no? This could help us relay a more accurate meaning or more accurate message to our readers or to our readers. Next. Yeah, editorial cartoons are published in a mass medium, in newspapers, magazines, and the web. So these also differ from comic strips. Ang comic strips ay may istorya, okay? Meron kang different blocks, may sinusundan kang istorya, meron kang plot na sinusundan, and there are dialogues to it with the speech bubbles. Pero ang editorial cartoon is just one scenario or one picture, and it has to tell all the story in just one frame, no? So there you go. Next. Yan. Let's talk about the tools in communicating ideas and opinions. Ano bang ginagawa natin or ginagamit natin para mapahayag natin yung ideas, opinions, okay, and the message through the drawing. And one tool, and the most important tool na ginagamit natin ay yung caricature. So a caricature is a rendered image showing the features of its subject in a simplified or exaggerated way through sketching, pencil strokes, or other artistic drawings. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya yung real-like or parang human-like sketches na, halimbawa, you want to draw Vice President Duterte, okay? You won't draw her na kamukhang-kamukha, na real life, na parang in-sketch mo siya. It's a caricature. Pwede mong i-simplify yung features, pero kita mo pa rin kung sino siya. Or it can be an exaggerated way na sumobrang laki ng ulo or sumobrang laki ng mata or sumobrang taba, ganong mga bagay. Okay, so that's a caricature. So I know you are familiar with caricatures, no? Yung mga, parang mga bubble head na mga figures. Ayan. So that's how we render images of subjects or of people in editorial cartoon. Next. Ayan. So, examples of caricature. This is Mr. Bean. Ayan, si Duterte. Alright. And, I don't know who this person is. Ayan, hindi siya gano'ng makita actually. Alright. A separation between church and state. Alright. So, this could be a priest. Okay. It does not look like Tagle naman in the picture. But, a priest in general, perhaps. Okay, so you see how the caricature works, no? Exaggerated features. Hindi sila human-like or hindi sila proportional yung kanilang mga katawan. Malaki ulo, maliliit ang mga braso, ang katawan, punggok. Okay, pero makikita mo pa rin yung features na nag-a-identify dun sa mga tao. Alright? Yung ilong ni Duterte, yung kanyang mata, and so on, di ba? Yung pagkahugis ng kanyang ulo, yung face shape niya, his hair, you can identify na siya iyon, even without labeling him as Duterte. Next. Ayan, so these are other samples. Okay. Next. Ayan, other samples as well. Alright, next. Ayan. So, di na natin scrutinize yung mga samples, but just to make you see what examples of caricatures are. Ayan. So, hindi natin. Ayan. Okay, next. Alright. Another tool in communicating an idea or opinion, aside from having a caricature, is that you need to shade your drawing. Okay? Hindi siya yung parang one-dimensional lang na all traced up, pencil-drawn images. Kasi nangangailangan siya ng depth, nangangailangan siya ng dimension into our art. Okay, so shading is one of the fundamental aspects of editorial cartooning as an art because it will be too pale and too simple and non-striking. Kung meron kang ang caricature but you don't give life to it through shadings, you cannot use drawings. I mean, you cannot use coloring materials, watercolors or crayons or oil pastels to give life to your drawings. Ang maibibigay mo lang ay shades. Okay? The samples earlier may have been colored, okay? Maaaring colored sila, pero ang pinaka-focus natin doon is kung paano nag-drawing yung caricature, no? Yung samples ng caricature. So, disregard yung colors na ginamit. Kasi sa editorial cartooning, you cannot make use of those. But how you give life to your creative work is through shading, okay? So, it takes your creative work to the next level. And it can visually add a new dimension to your art. Kasi nakikita mo yung light part, yung dark part, so nagkakaroon ng depth yung images. Alright? Nagkakaroon ng buhay through shading. Next slide. Ayan. So, it is an example of yung traced na caricature, yung drawing na outline, in-outline natin siya, and versus the one that is shaded. So, kung makikita nyo, mas may appeal or mas may visual quality yung merong shading as you can contrast yung muka from the hair kasi nag-darken siya. Alright, yung damit from the body, nakikita mong maigi. You can see shadows. You can see depth, okay? You can also see where light is coming dahil dun sa shading na ginagawa. At of course, art appreciation, mas madaling ma-appreciate yung drawing na merong shading. So aside from caricature, you have the caricature here on the left and you have the caricature plus the shading on your right. So a good editorial cartoon should have both, no? Meron kang caricature na you can easily recognize the people in the drawing, and at the same time, you give life to the drawing, to the sketch by adding shading, giving it more depth and more life. Next slide tayo. Ayan. This time, we're talking about hatching. Yung shading kasi is more of the what do you call this? Even rendering, even yung pagkaka-render niya ng light and dark, no? But hatching is another technique to do shading, pero using lines, okay? You're also shading, pero hindi siya kasing smooth ng shades Kasi kapag nag-shading ka, talagang wala kang iiwang ganong spaces dun sa mga shades, no? Tapos iba dun, medyo i-smudge mo para smooth yung pagka-light niya. Well, here's another technique na you can add to your drawing, yung paggamit ng hatching. Well, hindi naman ikaw mamimili ng mag-shade ka ba or mag-hatch. Actually, you can do both. There are some parts that you can shade, alright, especially shadows, especially the light parts. And there are also parts that you can do hatching dun sa mga hard parts or sa mga darker parts. Ang maganda naman sa hatching is, mas matipid siyang gawin kasi lines ang ginagawa mo, hindi mo siya kailangang punuin talaga. So, mas mabilis din siya. So, if you'll be doing hatching sa inyong mga drawings, mas mabilis mo rin siyang magagawa as you do your editorial cartoon. So, I'm sure meron ditong mga join us editorial cartoon as meron kayong mga participants. And you know what I'm talking about, that it's easier sometimes to hatch than to shade, no? So, ano ang hatching? It's a rapid, regular, evenly spaced line. So, ang maganda sa kanya is, dapat even siya so it will look like shaded as well, pero in forms of lines, leaving a little white paper or underlying color showing. So, as difference niya from shading is, yung shading is all blocked, no? Kahit siya light part siya, even yung makikita mo surfaces. Pero sa hatching, as you can see, ay, di pala kita cursor ko, no? As you can see, meron kang maiiwan na light parts. Kahit dito sa darkest parts, meron kang makikitang mga white paper still. Even in the lightest parts, meron kang makikitang light paper still. Alright? So, ito yung light, ito yung medium sa gitna, and ito yung combination ng light and medium when you combine them. So, that's hatching. Next. Alright, so this is an example of hatching. When you hatch, ayan, yung bola. Nakita nyo, when you squint a little, yung parang iliit nyo yung mata mo, and magiging uneven, magiging parang medyo blurry yung paningin mo, it will look like shading. Okay? It will look like you shaded it. Makikita mo yung light part, yung lightest part na nasisinagan talaga ng liwanag, yung medyo medium part, at yung darkest part na less light yung nakakakuha sa kanya. Pero, if you look closely, using the hatching technique, you will see the lines drawn. So, how do you do hatching? Of course, you overlap lines, and you minimize the spaces created para ma-create mo yung darkest parts ng shade mo. Okay? And then, mag-iwan ka ng much larger spaces kapag nasa medium ka, at palalaki ng palalaki yung spaces, at pati yung stroke mo ng pagguhit gumagaan if when you're about to do the light parts. At kung makikita nyo, the ones without hatches or without lines will appear to be the lightest. Okay? So, ang ginamit natin dito ay vertical lines creating the image. Dito sa makikita nyo sa hand, ayan, syempre yung walang hatches, yun yung lightest part. Makikita nyo yung meron na doble-doble yung mga guhit, it appears to be the darkest. No? So, isipin nyo kung shading ang gagamitin nyo dito, medyo mas matagal siya, di ba? Or depende siguro sa nakasanayan. Baka yung iba mas nadadalian i-shade kasi baka pwedeng i-smudge na lang nga naman, di ba? Pero for me, hatching creates a cleaner look naman instead ng shading. The difference in the effect is that you're providing the shading but in a much cleaner and simplified appearance, okay? I don't know if you're getting what I mean, pero that's how it appears on readers. Mas malinis tignan yung shades na light and dark shades na pinapakita ng hatching. Next. Ayan. Meron naman tayo tinatawag na cross-hatching. Yung kanina hatching na singular line lang siya, kung saan lang yung direction ng lines mo, doon ka lang magpapakita ng light and dark. So, dodoblehin mo yung lines pero all vertical para makita yung dark, and then isi-spaced out mo para makita yung light, pero lahat sila vertical lines. Pero kapag cross-hatching naman ang ginamit natin, this is overlaid, so pagpapatong-patungin mo siya but in different angles or different directions. So this can be done with colors or carried through multiple layers kung ang gagamitin mo naman ay pencil lang. So sa competition, since pencil lang, yeah, you have to use cross-hatching, okay, at times. If your appeal, kung ang gusto mong style ay yung shading mo ay magkaroon ng textured, yung parang may texture siya na dating, no? So again, in giving depth to your drawing, you can do shading, you can do hatching na single direction, or you can do cross-hatching. Depending on your style, what suits your style best. At kung ano yun mas sa tingin mo, mas bagay sa illustrations mo. Well, you can combine. You can combine all three or combine two ng hatching and cross-hatching or combine cross-hatching with that of shading, but it still depends on your preference as long as, syempre, mapapahatid mo pa rin naman yung mensahe at kung babagay naman yung style mo doon sa drawing. So nothing stopping you naman. We're just presenting here possible or different possible techniques in rendering your images or rendering your cartoons. Okay? So, nakita natin yung step 1, paano tayo nag-cross-hatch, diagonal, and then step 2, it's opposite diagonal. Step 3, vertical tayo. So, nakita nyo yung nagiging mas dark siya. Step 4, mag-add ka naman ng horizontal. So, kapag nag-light to dark ka, makikita mo na pagsasamahin mo yung step 1, step 2, step 3. Siyempre, step 1 will be the lightest, step 2 will be a little bit darker kasi may nadoble ng linya. Step 3 will be 3 times darker, and step 4 will be the darkest kasi all directions na yung lines mo. So, in order to create the darkest grade or gradation, you have to have 4 angles or 4 directions na overlaid sa iyong drawing para ma-create mo yung darkest na yon. Okay? And if you want to do the lightest, you do just one step or one direction or don't even draw lines para sa pinakamalinis talaga or yung pinakamaliwanag na part. Okay? So I hope that appeals to you, that's clear to you, the cross-hatching technique na ginagamit natin. Next slide. Next. Ayan. So, ito yung sample ng cross-hatching. So, kung makikita nyo, yung shaded kanina, malinis. Alright? I mean, makikita mo yung dark, kita mo yung light, pero simple. Okay? Smooth lang siya. Yung kanina, na hatching, simplified, no? Parang minimalistic yung dating ng shading niya. Pero, mas grand tignan naman, okay, on my perspective, and I know in some other people's perspective din, yung cross-hatching. Kasi aside from the dark and light elements and dimensions na nakikita mo rin yung texture. So, nakakadagdag siya ng appeal. Nakakadagdag siya ng depth. Kasi hindi lang siya dark parts ang nakikita mo. You also see some bits of shapes created by the different angled lines na drawing mo, no? So, ayan. There you go. So those are examples. So if you're used to doing cross hatching, I guess it's a good technique to use. Medyo mas matagal nga lang siyang gawin. Pero kung I don't know, siguro depende kung saan kayo mas natatagalan, ano, sa pag-create ng even lines for hatching or pag-create ng smudges and dark lines sa shading. Siguro it depends on the person saan sila mas nahihirapan. So again, kung saan kayo masanay, doon kayo mas mag-rely on. Ito naman ay elements lang naman ng drawing, in cartooning na nakakadagdag ng artistic side, okay, and presentation. Pero still, is the drawing and the message and the symbols that you use na magmamatter most sa iyong editorial cartoon. But still, magandang malaman mo pa rin saan kang style mas magiging komportable at mas magiging effective. Okay, next. Ayan. Scrambling naman yung another technique na ginagamit. What is scrambling? Scrambling uses layers of small scribbled marks. Yung parang curve, parang spaghetti, to build up value and texture. So varying direction adds more interest than a simple circular scribble. So iba't ibang direction siya, hindi siya yung lahat letter C. May pa S, meron pa C, No, merong baliktad na S, may baliktad na C, tapos different direction siya. And ganun din siya, similar as how you do the hatching, mas less space or mas madaming layers kang i-add na scribbles, mas dark yung may create mo. Mas maraming spaces at mas spread apart yung mga scribbles mo, the lighter the effect it will give you. Okay, next. Ayan, so ito yung example ng scrambling. So, nakita niyo yung example, scribbles lang siya. Doon sa babae, sa mukha ng babae, kung mapapansin nyo, gumamit naman siya ng light strokes para consistent yung texture. Pero dito sa example, sa dalawang gilid, yung mga light parts naman niya, hindi na talaga nag-drawing ng scribbles. So again, nasa style nyo yun kung paano nyo gagawin. Yung nasa gitna, medyo ang dating niya is continuous yung lines na ginamit, na parang hindi huminto yung scribbles, no? Na parang tinatagalan, I don't know if you're seeing my hand, parang tinatagalan niya yung pagsiscribble dun sa dark parts, tapos pinapasadahan niya yung light parts, pero hindi niya inaangat. It appears na parang hindi niya inangat yung pen niya. Pero syempre, of course, there are times na inangat naman yung pen dyan. Pero yun yung pinapakitang technique, parang ganun yung naging technique, no? Well, these other two scrambling techniques naman, literally, spaced apart yung spaces apart yung mga scribbles sa light parts at wala ka talagang makikitang scribbles dun sa lightest part naman na pinapakita. And of course, doubled and tripled layered ng mga scribbles dun sa mga dark parts or darkest parts. Okay, next. Ayan, stippling naman. When you say stippling, dots naman yung ginagamit natin. So, it's also known as pointillism kasi mga points ng pen yung ginagamit. It's a very common form of shading that people commonly use with pens. Normally, sa editorial cartooning na mga competition, medyo madalang yung gumagawa ng stipples kasi ang hirap niyang gawin sa pencil. Kasi parang kada tuldok mo, napakadami mong effort na gagawin para mapuno mo yung shades, diba? Unlike kasi kapag sa pen, medyo mas madali siya kasi dark na yung pigments. So, pag madali na siya yung mag-shade ng dark kahit tuldok ka ng tuldok ng ganyan. Tapos you can even use a lighter, a smaller point pen para sa mga light parts. Tapos, makapal na mga point ng pens para sa dark parts. You can switch pens. Pero sa pencils, medyo mahirap siyang gawin. Unlike meron kang mga different points ng pens, sa competition, parang isang pen lang ang inaalaw nila. Kahit saka matrabaho. Ang biruin mo, ang dalas-dalas mo magpo-point-point ng ganyan. And there's also the tendency na mabutas mo yung papel. So, ayan. But it's also a good technique which we can all share naman din. Alright? So, stippling bears a strong image, no? Kasi, and a strong dimension din to the image. Naputol yan. Okay, next tayo. This is an example of stippling. Hindi mo titingnan ng maigi, it will appear like it's shaded lang. Pero kung titingnan mo siya ng malapitan, imagine kung ganong hard work ang ginagawa para lang ma-point mo yan lahat. So imagine the darkest part is not even shaded, hindi siya nag-draw ng lines na ginanon-ganon, diba? Or yung inihiga yung pencil, ganun kayo mag-shade. Minsan, hinihiga niyo yung pencil, tapos para makakreate kayo ng dark shades. Hindi, even the darkest parts are tuldok-tuldok, so napakahirap. Now, if you can come up with an hour ng cartooning na nag-stipple, good luck to you, okay? But again, this is another, just to give to you other options that can be used in editorial cartoon. Pero sa dyaryo nyo, pag gagawa kayo naman ng dyaryo, pwede naman kayo mag-stipple. Anyway, you can do this in iPads, di ba? Mas madali na yun ngayon. Pwede ka pa rin naman mag-editorial cartoon using digital drawing materials like iPads or using Adobe, right? Photoshop. Kung meron kang pen at yung drawing board, mas madali mo siyang magagawa. Kasi you don't need to buy several pens. You just have to click on different point tools. Okay, next. Circulism. Circulism is a form of shading, whereas the name suggests that you create small circles to shade your work. Well, again, baka nalilito kayo, bakit may shading dito? Yung una natin pinakitang shading, that's just the basic shading. No, yung wala kang technique na ginagawa. Either higa mo yung pencil mo or mag-draw ka ng lines tapos i-smudge mo siya. Basta may shade. Shading just means na may shaded part na merong dark, may light, at merong unshaded. Pero, different techniques to it ay yung mga binigay natin na hatching, cross-hatching, scrambling, pointing, pointillism, okay, and this circulism, no? Yung circles naman yung gagawin mo. Kumbaga, nag-shade ka pero lahat pa circle. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-draw ng line dito to circle naman na ganun. Just make sure lang na habang nag-shade ka ng isang object, you stick to your style. Baka dito sa ulo, nag-circle ka. Tapos bandang sa leeg, nag-pointillism ka. Bandang sa balikat, hatching ka para lang mapakita mo, huy, alam ko lahat ng techniques, no? Make sure naman, i-balance out mo yung paggamit mo ng mga techniques nito. You can combine techniques pero make sure they are of different objects or different objects within the drawing. Huwag naman yung isang object lang siya tapos iba-iba yung shaded parts. So, pero still, the better, mas uniform siyang tingnan kung if you will stick to just one, no? Yung hindi masyadong halata. Siguro ang medyo seamless na pagsamahin is hatching and cross-hatching. Yan, medyo seamless siya tingnan. Pero kung masyadong magkaiba, like cross-hatching tapos circulism, medyo halata masyado. Parang nawawala ng uniformity yung drawing. Mas hindi mo malaman ano bang style nito. Alright. So, I guess, malinaw naman sa atin what circulism is. Next. Yan, these are examples. Ito yung sinasabi ko naman sa inyong example ng halo-halo na very seamless. Pero this is more on the realistic part. Kasi sa realistic sketching naman talaga na paghahalo-halo siya. Pero if, di ba nga ang caricatures, ang editorial cartoon ay simplified siya, hindi mo pinapakita yung veins, hindi mo pinapakita yung mga kulubot ng kamay, basta hand siya kung hand siya, hindi mo pinapakita yung mga wrinkles, okay, yung mga texture, yung mga nunal, merong nunal na, pero yung mga pigmentation sa mukha, hindi mo pinapakita. Kasi simplified siya. So, kapag gumamit ka ng different styles like this, medyo off siya tignan kasi parang cartoon siya eh. So, hindi siya masyadong magandang tignan kapag all a combination. Pero in realistic sketching, pag realistic yung gagawin mong cartoon, this is how you combine these. Ang gandang tignan kapag combination, no? Ayan, merong hatching, merong cross-hatching in some parts, may hatching in dark parts na ganyan, may circulism, may contouring. Yung contouring, yung meron kang shaded na part. Ang ginagawa ng iba dito, yung style nito is yung mag-erase ka ng ilang parts. Yun, contouring ang tawag doon para merong light parts na nakikita. Okay? Next. Stereotypes. Let's move on to some stereotypes. Ibig sabihin, tools din yung paggamit ng stereotypes. Pag sinabi bang stereotypes, anong ibig sabihin nun? Yung nakagawian, di ba? Yung nakasanayan. Formulaic. Ibig sabihin, parang formula na to, staple na to. Kumbaga ganun. Kumbaga, mainstay sila. Gumagamit din tayo ng mga mainstays or stereotypes sa drawing. No? Hindi siya laging new ideas. What are they? So, stereotypes are formulaic images used to represent particular groups na pag sinabi natin ganito, ang drawing niyan or ang image na kailangan mong i-drawing ay ganyan. Okay? So, let's say, for example, a stereotypical cartoon mother might have messy hair, wear an apron, or hold a screaming baby in her arms. Ibig sabihin, sa editorial cartoon, gumagamit ka ng mga images na commonly, ma-identify mo kagad yon when you're pertaining to a subject. You cannot draw a mother na babae lang, nakadamit, nakapalda, tapos sasabihin mo, mother yon. Hindi mo siya ma-identify na mother if you will use stereotypes, if you know what I mean, no? Medyo negative in connotation kasi parang sasabihin ng iba, ini-stereotype niyo naman na lahat ng mother messy hair, naka-earphone. Paano naman yung mga mother na working, no? Paano naman yung mga mother na teacher? Di naman ganyan ang damit nila. Wala naman silang messy hair. But whether you like it or not, medyo stereotypical and negative ang dating. Pero that's really how you represent people sa editorial cartoon. Because if you won't use stereotypes, hindi sila makikilala. medyo hindi maganda dating, no? Pero you just really have to disregard the fact na stereotyping or stereotyping a person is not really good, no? Pero that's how it works in editorial cartoon. You really have to show the stereotypes. So kung ayaw mo naman na messy hair para medyo hindi degrading sa mga nanay at naka-apron, ano, then make them hold the baby or merong kasamang anak, no? Pero really, we really have to use these stereotypes in order for us to distinguish and typically point to a person or refer to a person without making people think so much, ano ba tong image na to? Or sino ba itong tinutukoy dun sa drawing na ito? Okay? So, forgive me those who are more conservative when it comes to stereotyping, pero stereotypes are really tools used in editorial cartooning. Next. Alright, symbols. Meron naman tayong mga symbols na ginagamit, like simbolo. Symbols are pictures that represent something else by tradition. Dahil tradition na, okay, ginagamit din siya sa editorial cartoon para right on point, alam mo kagad yung meaning, no? Kasi ang editorial cartoon, just by looking at it, dapat you don't much need of an analysis para ma-interpret ano bang sinasabi nito. Dapat through the symbols, you can easily relay ano kagad yung mensahe natin. And let's take a look at some of the symbols used sa editorial cartoon. Next. Alright. Pencil, pen, and paper. Okay, this represents media, freedom of the press. Alright? Yan yung meaning niya. So, kung may nakita kang pen, minsan, feather yung ginagamit, diba? Or papel, or drawing ng dyaryo. Hindi nga lang drawing, totoong dyaryo to, no? Pero if you can draw newspaper, tapos may nakalagay news, ano yung represent nun? Media. Diba? O ganung mga bagay. Next. Yan. Dove, laging ginagamit. If you want to show democracy, peace, and freedom. Sabihin nyo, ma'am, napakaluma naman yan. Lagi na lang dove ginagamit sa peace. Ano pa ba gagamitin mo? Hindi ka naman pwedeng magbigay ng bago. Diba? Na, itong bato na to, ang ibig sabihin nito ay peace. Okay? Para sa akin, ito na ang bagong meaning ng peace. Kasi hindi siya gumagalaw, peaceful. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Talagang, you really have to you do the symbols by tradition. Since tradition na siyang piece, ba't naman pahirapan mo pa yung sarili mo tsaka yung mga readers mo na makumbinse na piece yung drawing mo. Siguro, what you can do is ibahin mo yung pagkaka-drawing mo ng dove, di ba? You can add your style to it kung paano ipapakita yung dove. Pero it has to look like a dove for you to say na piece yung gusto mong ipakita doon sa image. Okay, or doon sa drawing mo. Next. Ano pa yung mga common na yan? Salakot. Di ba? Kapag nakasalakot, yung isang tao, ano yon? Si Juan de la Cruz. Na ordinaryong Pilipino siya. So, yung mga hindi nakasalakot, minsan yun yung mga ina-identify natin as specific people. Ayan, so yan si Pinoy. And then salakot, yan yung mga Pilipino. So, angkas-angkas siya. Sa first 100 days, passenger seat, parang passenger princess si Juan de la Cruz dito, and Pinoy's driving the country. So, tapos, ibig sabihin nito, parang tapos na siya sa first 100 days. And look at the person, the Filipino people smiling, looking back at 100 days, na tinatanaw niya yung naging magandang 100 days. So, yung makikita mong images dito, no, nakikita mo kagad yung meaning ng drawing. So basically, if you want to show Filipino people na ordinaryong Filipino, use the salakot. It does not die. Okay? Hindi yan namamatay. Talagang laging ginagamit yan. Huwag kayong magsabi na, luma naman na ito. Talagang yan ang ginagamit if you really want to convey the meaning right away. Okay? Huwag kayong maarte. Next. Kadena. Yan, laging ginagamit yan, di ba? May kadena, tapos merong metal ball attached to it na pabigat. Okay? Yan yung nagsisimbolo ng paniniil sa kalayaan, pang-aapi, at pang-aalipin. Okay? So, anybody na nakaposas, nakakadena, ay yung oppression na pinapakita niya. Okay? Yan. So, ang mga mamamayang Pilipino daw ay napipigil ng unemployment. Okay? Naaalipin ng unemployment. Yan. So, para maka-move forward. Nakita niyo yung arrow, hindi siya maka-move forward to the next direction dahil sa unemployment na nagiging pabigat para sa kanya. Hindi siya ma-employ. Okay? Nakita niyo yung mga symbols. Ang dali nating ma-interpret yung nasa message because of these staple symbols, no? Okay, next. Kamatayan. O, lagi nandyan si kamatayan, di ba? Panganib or kapahamakan. Alright, next. Understood na siguro yan. Bungo or bungo, di ba? Buwaya. Ayan, korupsyon, abusado, mapangsamantala. Ayan, so, yung politiko, may buntot ng buhaya na siya. No? So, mukha siyang politiko sa pangharap, pero pagtalikod, siya pala isang buwaya. Alright, so kitang-kita natin na when you see crocodiles, minsan, bunga nga ng crocodile yung pinapakita natin. That represents corruption. Next. Malgete, mallet. Yung mallet ng lawyer, judge, okay? So it represents justice or law. O kung minsan naman yung balance, no, na pinapakita, that also represents justice or the law. Okay? Next. Pulubi or kahirapan. Yan. Pag nagpakita ka ng pulubi, kahirapan yung pinapakita. Okay? Next. Malaking alon means pagsubok or hadlang. So, you see there, minsan naman mountain. No? Ayan, nagkamadali bang natin? So, nakita natin, pinangalanan niya yung alon, anti-union movement. So, yung anti-union movement ay isang malaking alon. Okay? Yung ships ay middle class. Okay? Yung mga middle class, ang malaking pagsubok sa kanila ay yung anti-union movement. Minsan naman bundok, yung parang hirap na hirap panikin, no? Ang taas-taas ng bundok, tapos yun yung pinaka-struggle o yung pinaka-pagsubok. Okay? Tapos yun sa mga shirt or sa sombrero or sa flag na hawak ng mga hikers, yun yung kanilang nire-represent. Ganong mga bagay. Okay, next. Agila. Ayan, katapangan. Okay? Next. Ayan, bareta ng ginto. Kayamanan or karangyaan, di ba? Minsan pera yung pinapakita, tapos kapag merong gold bars, sabihin, yaman yun, di ba? Or may hawak na gold bar, tapos minsan yung gold bar may dollar sign, ganyan. So, salit na pera. You can also draw money, pero another way to do it is using gold bars. Next. Yan, mataas na gusali, kaunlaran. Diba? Pag may high buildings, ayan, so kaunlaran. So itong high building na to ay medyo sinisira. So it's like we're stepping on the progress ng sarili nating bansa or something like that. However kung ano man ang gustong sabihin nito. But a tall building signifies gusali. So if it's a broken gusali, then it means it's a struggling economy, no? Kung ito naman ay matayog, mataas at unbothered, di ba? It means it's a strong progress, or it's a strong economy or progressing economy. Next. Susi. Ayan. Ginagamit yung mga susi, daan, tungo, or tagumpay sa kaunlaran. O kaya naman yung gumagamit ng ways or pathways, di ba? Ganong mga bagay. Okay, next. Yan, balakid sa anumang mithiin, malalaking bato sa daan or yung mga harang. Right? Or kaya fence, ilan sa mga ginagamit pang mga images, may fence. Alam niyo yung yung bakod na, yung parang wire fence. Wire fence ba tawag doon? Okay? Tapos merong mga barbed wire sa taas. Minsan nagdo-drawing ng gano'n, no? Para pakita yung balakid. O kaya naman typical na fence, typical na harang. Or para mas artistic ng kaunti, yan, kagaya nito, mga malalaking bato. Okay? Or yung sinabi natin kanina, bundok. Next. Bukang liwayway, yan, pag-asa. Pag may araw, tapos may liwanag, di ba? Yung may sun rays, yan, pag-asa nila represent. Okay, next. Yan, bungo at dalawang nag-cross na buto, kamatayan or kapahamakan. Another way to do it, instead na i-drawing mo si kamatayan, pwede naman yung ganito. Death ang pinapakita niya rin, right? Okay? Baka sabihin niyo, poison po yan. Ganun din naman yun, di ba? Ang poison will also denote death. Next. Yan, giant pencil or book, education. Pag malaking book or malaking pencil, nire-represent niya education. Okay, next. Yan, iba pang simbolo na hindi na natin papakita yung drawing. Taong may maraming tattoo, yan, ano nila, kriminal, masamang tao, dating bilanggo. Sabihin nyo na naman, ma'am, napaka-judgmental naman ang editorial cartooning. Pero ganun talaga. Hindi naman ito pang ano dun sa mga, tamaan na lang yung mga tatamaan. Pero madali mo kasi sila ipakita kapag ganun yung pinakita mo. No? Siguro para mas medyo kumalma ang loob mo, edi lagyan mo na lang ng P. Lagyan ng preso, no? Pero hindi na, kaya ko ito pinapakita is ginagamit talaga siya. No? Kung masyado kang konserbatibo, nagagamit talaga siya. Para i-represent yon. Again, we're using stereotypes, pero it's not to generalize naman. It is just to present the idea. And the meaning is to represent people and not to overgeneralize people. O lahatin ng lahat ng tao. Okay? O cross, meaning sacred, lady justice, hustisya. At kaya kapag yung babaeng nakapiling, laging babae yung pinapakita, mas just ba ang mga babae kaysa mga lalaki? Ganon, di ba? Parang mas tama ang hustisya kapag babae yung lady justice. Okay, pero kalamihan ng judge lalaki. Pero, anyway, which reminds me of one of my favorite judge. Nanonood ba kayo ng si Judge Judy? Yan, si Judge Judy na matanda na siyang lady judge sa US. Tapos, pinapakita yung mga ruling niya. Ang galing niyang judge, napaka-fair, napaka-just. Okay. Gun, blood, victim, and it denotes violence. Next. Symbols for non-conflict ideas. So what are these symbols for these non-conflicting or non-conflict ideas? Next slide. Ayan, horizon. Some contractors budget for road repairs. Horizons or paths or mga daan patungo o yung isa na yung horizons is yung division ng one part to another, mga division ng dagat at ng sky. So, iyan yung mga other symbols. Pwede kang gumamit ng mga horizons. Parang kawalan siya, pero nakikita mo yung division of one and another one. Next. Bridge. Ayan, tulay. Okay. Next. Help. Yan, yung tulong. Mga non-conflict to, nagpapakita ng conflict pero they represent other things. Yan, tulong. Ang help ay basic education and healthcare. Tulong para sa poverty. Kasi salbabida siya. Siyempre, alam mo kapag salbabida yan, help yan, no? Pangit naman pag lifeguard yung ito-drawing mo dyan, tapos pa-dive na siya. Medyo hindi masyadong magandang tignan. Okay, next. Trash. Yan. Garbage out, garbage back in. Yan. So, legislature. So, GOP budget. Ayan. Binasura. Binasura ng mga nasa legislative sec, no? Yung budget. Ayan. So, basura, ibig sabihin, tinapon. Nakakalungkot. Pag ganyan mga pinapakita. But anyway, you can use trash to signify what is binasura o kung ano yung sinayang. Yan, pwede mong gamitin symbol yung trash. Next. Board or broken items. Yan. Yung mga sirang bagay, pwede mong lagyan ng pangalan para sabihin, ito ay nasira. Ayan. So, yung border security, yun ay broken. Ito yung border security. Security dapat siya, pader siya. Pero nakita niyo yung mga broken parts, those are broken promises. Parang sa halip na secured kayo for the border, hindi pala. Pinapasok pa rin tayo ng mga immigrants or mga the pogos, ayan, parang ganung mga bagay. Okay, next. Supply and demand. Yan, population boom. Fresh water supply. Pinapakita natin yung supply and demand. Ang laki ng demand para sa water supply kasi ang laki na ng population, so ang taba-taba na ng kailangan mong pakainin. Pero yung fresh water supply, ang konti. Imagine, paano mo papatiri ng uhaw ng ganyang kalaking tao or ganyang kadaming tao. You don't need to draw so many people para ipakita yung population. Nakita niyo yung ginamit niya dito ay isang malaking tao lang, no? And then pinangalanan niyang population boom. Para i-represent yung lahat ng tao, ganyan kalaki yung dapat painumin or dapat bigyan ng tubig. Pero the fresh water supply is just a drop of water. Again, hindi naman talaga ganyan ang water supply, ano? Pero it just shows yung, sabi nga natin, ang editorial cartoon, it shows hyperbole, exaggerations, okay? Extremes. So, ganyan talaga. Kaya wag niyo sasabihin, grabe naman yung drawing, sobra namang sobra namang maka discriminate. Yeah. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung discrimination man nakikita nyo, pero that's just in a form of exaggeration. So, wag niyo masyadong personalin, ha? O nakakita kayo ng teacher na gusot-gusot ang damit or teacher na pagod na pagod. Sobra naman, di man lang pinaganda yung drawing sa teacher. Ganyan ba talaga lahat ng teacher? Di naman ganyan ang lahat ng teacher. Again, it's just for exaggeration kasi kailangan yun sa editorial cartoon, no? Para mapakita yung pagod ng teacher, kailangan mukhang puro eye bags. Okay? Or tapos may tutsang-tutsang na gano'n ng buhok. Ayan. Huwag niyong isipin na discrimination nyo. Editorial cartooning needs that for the hyperbole effect, for the exaggeration effect. Okay? And not to discriminate the subject drawn. Next. Ayan, graph. Okay? Pwede ka magpakita ng graph. Ito professional licensure exam. Okay, yung mga pumapasa, barely passing, muntik nang malaglag, di ba? Kita mo naman. Makikita mo agad ano ibig sabihin. Yung professional licensure exam ay, pababa na ng pababa. Okay? There you go. Yung mga passers, just clinging there, malapit na rin bumagsak. Next. Act of cleaning. Alright, ayan. Paglilinis. Ibig sabihin, literal na paglilinis. Kung ano yung nililinis mo dyan, ibig sabihin yun yung gusto mong linisin. Halimbawa, gusto mong walisin yung mga korap na politiko. No? Nagmukha silang mga nakakalat sa sahig. Tapos yung mamamayang Pilipino or ordinaryong Pilipino or janitor, gusto silang linisin. Yan ang mga bagay. Okay? So, act of cleaning can represent the literal paglilinis. Okay, next. Repair or fixing of items. Okay. Next slide. Ayan. Okay. Symbols for conflict ideas. Ano yung mga iba pang symbols for conflict ideas? Kanina mga non-conflict ideas yun, no? Ngayon naman for conflict ideas. Next slide. Ayan, shadow. Yes! Wait lang. Ayan, shadow. Reform for Myanmar. Ano yung conflict ideas? Yung meron kang pinag-contrast, okay? So, this is reform for Myanmar. Yun yung sinusulong. Pero sa likod pala, sa anino pala ay paggamit ng war or bomba, diba? So, nagpapakita siya ng conflicting na ideas. Yung kanina, non-conflicting siya. Ibig sabihin, isa lang yung idea. Okay? Isa idea lang nare-relay mo. Dito, dalawang ideas or contrasting, conflicting ideas yung pinapakita mo. So, reform for Myanmar, pero at the back, ito pala ay isang patibong. Diba? Bomba pala. Pasabog pala. Next. Ayan, sports. Ayan, may conflict. Okay? Sabihin, versus and versus. Okay, corruption versus the president versus Pinoy. Napaka-higpit na kalaban, napaka-hirap na kalaban, napakalakas na opponent ang corruption. Sabi dito sa ano na to, sa drawing na to. So, pwede ka magpakita ng sports parang nagkakatunggali. Kaya kalimitan na ginagamit na sa mga versus or conflict ideas nga ay yung sports, no? Pag magkalaban, no? Halimbawa, magka-taekwondo sila, no? O magka-sparring na ganyan, na parang boxing. O kaya naman basketball, di ba? Magkalaban, magka-depensang ganun. So, you can show in different ways. Yung pag-show ng conflict ideas, you can show through shadow or you can show through sports na magkatunggali. Okay? Again, conflict ideas, yung magkaibang idea na papakita mong magkalaban na idea ay you can show through one, kanina pinakita natin, through a shadow or another through sports. Okay? Next. Yan, through walls naman. Pagpapakita mo ng pader para makita mo yung contrasting ideas. Yung Manila Bay improvement at saka itong trash bin. No, ini-improve yung Manila Bay pero tapon naman ng tapon ang mga tao, di ba? So those are contrasting ideas. Pagpapakita ng pader. Okay, next. Humor. This is another element na kailangang idagdag. So anong mga element or tools na ginagamit natin? We have caricature, we have shading, we have symbols, we have stereotypes, and we have humor. Ibig sabihin, hindi, dapat merong katatawanan din kaunti, no? Merong parang nakakatawa siya pero actually serious yung issue. So humor is the power to evoke laughter or to express what is amusing, comical, or absurd. So sa editorial cartoon, may ganyang element talaga. So kanina, serious na matter naman yung fight ni Pinoy against corruption. Pero nakakatawa naman, parang biglang nasa boxing or sa sparring ang match si Pinoy, no? Tapos ang laki-laki ng kalaban niya. Because there has to be that comical, nakakatawang part dun sa drawing, no? Next. Personification. Ano naman yung ano naman yung personification? Bagay na wala namang buhay. So, sa English, pinag-aaralan niyo yan, no? Inanimate object, pero binalagyan mo ng buhay. So, ito, yung water, yung source of water in rural areas. So, parang galit na, no? Kulang na, I don't know kung bakit galit na to o nagiging monster na tong source of water na to. Siguro dahil mahirap makuha, mahirap kunin, okay? Sobrang mahal, hindi basta-basta ma-fetch or hindi basta-basta makukuha. Ayun pala, cholera pala yan. Ayan, sorry. Hindi ko kasi masyadong makita dito sa end ko eh. May cholera. Yung source of water in rural areas, parang monster na siya, nakakamatay. Ayan, kasi because of cholera. Yan pala ibig sabihin niya. Hindi ko nabasa yung word, may word palang cholera. So, binigyan mo ng buhay yung tubig, no? Sa halip na mag-drawing ka ng water, tapos lagyan mo lang ng cholera, anong dating nun, di ba? Pero kung gagawin mong monster yung water, or gagawin mong gumagalaw siya, pina-personify mo siya, na parang nangangain, may mata, may bibig, it can add more meaning dun sa hatid ng tubig na yon, na yung tubig na may cholera na to ay may kayang gawin. Ang tubig walang kayang gawin, di ba? Pero if you will use personification, it's like you're giving this object something that it can do, something that it can really do. Okay? So, that's a good tool na gamitin, no? Yung pag-personify. Next. Exaggeration. Ayan. So, kanina, humor, pwede ka mag-personify, pwede ka mag-exaggerate. So, exaggeration dito, sobrang naman yung ginawa sa puso, no? Ayan. Muslim and Tagalog. Okay? So, in-exaggerate nila. I don't know what that puso stands for, no? Pero they're fighting for heart. I don't know if you can relay this right away. Get meaning, extract meaning from this right away, pero magsasakitan sila ng puso. Okay, ayan, see, perhaps they're hurting each other, no? They're both hurting each other, pero hindi nila alam, isa lang pala puso nila. Oh, so that's how we understood it, no? Siyempre, isa lang silang Pilipino, no? They're bashing, they're hurting each other, as if akala nila, ang sinasaktan nila ay yung kabila, pero it's just the same heart that they're hurting. Perhaps that's it, no? And exaggerated lang na puso talaga ang ginamit. Okay, next. Facial expressions. So, ito yung mga mahalaga ang facial expressions. Hindi ka mukha na ng tao. Yung caricature na ginamit mo, that's it. Facial expressions should really be there. So, dapat alam nyo kung paano magpakita ng facial expressions. So, anong mga expressions to? Parang, nandidiri ba to? O natatakot? Ayan, ayan. Gagalit. Okay. Umiiyak. Humangawa na. Nagugutom, nauuhaw, masaya. Nagagalit again. Okay. May masamang balak. Gutom, takot. Okay. Walang tulog, puyat. Yeah, those are different facial expressions. So, dapat makita yan sa inyong mga drawings. Next. Ayan, other facial expressions. Binigay ko to para pwede niyong gayahan. Okay? Para pwede nyo aralin paano mag-drawing ng ganito para you can use these facial expressions nang malinaw, makita ka agad yung expression. Okay, next. Ayan. So, again, these are sa samples na pwede nyong paggayahan. Okay. Ito, binigay ko to dun sa dati naming nagka-campus journey. Nag-editorial cartooning. Sabi ko, if you're unsure how to draw a facial expression, it's okay na gayahin mo yung mga expression. Pero siyempre, you can add your own style kung paano mo papakita yung mata, yung bibig. Pero these are proven facial expressions na you can really adapt. Kasi may iba naman yung mukha niyan, maiiba naman yung ilong niyan, may yung buhok niyan, yung damit niyan, okay? Para lang mas maging malinaw ka with facial expressions. But if you have your own style, sabi ko sa kanya, if you have your own style to show these facial expressions, then go. You can use that. But if you're unsure how to show something, you can use this as references para mas madali mong maipakita yung facial expression. Kasi these things really matter. Next. Ayan. Ito, yung mga pwede niyong pagkuhanan ng mga mata. Ayan, different kinds of eyes. Okay, next. Different mouths. Okay. Next. Ayan, pwede niyong mga paggayahan yan. And then ears, different ears. Ito yung totoong ear. Okay. Pero these are different ears that you can use. Pwede nyo actually pagsama-samahin yung iba't ibang parts niyan. Pagsamahin nyo yung mouth, yung ears, yung eyes, para makabuo kayo ng character. Para meron kayong, if you magbi-mix and match kayo, parang Jollibee, mix and match, na makakabuo kayo ng isang character na comical, na parang caricature. Okay, next. Ayan, hands. Yan naman iba't ibang hands. Pwede niyong gayahin yan kung unsure kayo paano mag-drawing ng hands. Merong kulang ang daliri, di ba? Merong matatabang daliri. Pero the thing is, sa caricature, simple lang yung mga ginagamit. Next. Next. Ayan, cartoon bodies. Paano ka naman gumagamit ng katawan? Yung kanina mga features yun, no? Sa mukha at sa katawan. Sa arms. Pero paano yung katawan? Cartoon bodies come in different sizes and shapes. The bodies help portray the kind of character you'd like your cartoon to have. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung mataba, it denotes something na minsan mukha silang kurap, manggugulang, di ba? Yung mga payat naman, sila yung mga mukhang inagawan, di ba? May mga shapes na ganon. Mag-muscular, mukha silang malakas. So, nagmamatter sila. Huwag kayong mag-drawing lang ng katawan, basta maisipan nyo lang ng katawan. Kasi, they have meanings also. So, you have to think about how their bodies will come out. Okay, next. Ayan, mga dynamic poses. Okay? Mga nakaupo, nag-iinat, ayan, dynamic poses. Examples lang yan na pwedeng paggayahan. Next. Ayan. Ito yung kung paano i-drawing yung mga dynamic poses na yan. Pero syempre, lalagay nyo ng ibang detalye. Okay? Ng ulo, huwag nyo nalagyan ng buntot. Okay? Kung gusto nyo lagyan ng buntot, pwede din naman. Pero that's how you do it. Circle ka lang daw, gawa ka ng circle, tapos pagudugtong-dugtongin mo lang. Okay, next. And other dynamic poses. So this will just be sent to you as handouts para pwedeng paggayahan. Pero I'm sure yung mga sasali naman talaga ng editorial cartoon, may sarili na silang style. But this is for the others na, for their output. Yung sinasabi ni Kurt, may output po ba ng editorial cartoon? Yes, meron pa rin. Isa lang naman, okay? Simple lang naman. Okay, hindi nyo kayo pwedeng manggaya. Kasi kung wala naman kayong talent talaga sa pag-isip ng sarili nyo. Okay, next. Lettering. Ayan. Even the lettering ay tool din na ginagamit at importante din siya. So, make sure that the label on your editorial cartoon is readable, nababasa. Okay, use block letters. Wag yung may capital and small letters. Dapat blocked lahat. Sabihan all capital letters. Make sure that the lettering is well-spaced and well-planned para mas makidali siyang mabasa kasi may konti lang silang ilalagay mo. So, dapat make sure that they are readable. Next. Kanina, di ko na nabasa cholera, di ba? Yan, Supreme Court, democracy, politics. As you can see, maliit sila pero malinaw, di ba? Well-spaced and at the same time, all capital letters. Next. Yan, lines of or movements. Nakita niyo yung Yung unang picture, walang lines. So, hindi mo alam kung saan papunta yung bola. Pasalo ba siya dyan? Sasaluhin ba niya yung bola, papunta ba sa kanya? Or na-hit na niya yung bola papunta na sa ibang direction. If you don't use line movements, hindi mo makikita yung movement kung saan papunta o saan galing yung movement, di ba? So with the use of line movements, kailangan yan, lalo kung gusto mong magpakita ng paggalaw. Bawa, tumatakbo. So para makita mo na gumagalaw yung tuhod niya or gumagalaw yung arms niya habang tumatakbo, show those lines sa elbows, sa knees, at sa paa. Okay? Because without those, it will not look like the object is moving. Next. Yan. Continue line movements. Kitang-kita nyo na mabilis na tumatakbo yung dalawa. Kasi dun sa lines na horizontal lines, parang swooping, no? Kita nyo mabilis. Tapos yung kanina, kita nyo nagsishake siya kasi merong mga shake lines. Tapos alam mong mabagal siya kasi wala siyang horizontal lines na hindi siya mabilis na lumalakad. Okay? At mabigat na mabigat siya. Ibig sabihin, he's struggling to walk. Pero imagine if walang mga lines of movements yan, napakahirap. Or ang pangit tignan, di mo maalaman kung ano ba nangyayari. So these lines of movements help you give more life to your drawings kasi hindi naman sila gumagalaw. Next. Rule of thirds. Meron din tayong rule of thirds dito. Alright. Next. Ayan. Use of single idea. Try not to be literal. Be factual or realistic. Mamaya ko lang explain yung rule of thirds dun sa photojournalism. Same principles lang din naman sila. I-ray kung paano mo i-angle or ipoposition yung mga objects mo. Meron ka rin tinatawag na rule of thirds. So, do not overcrowd your cartoon. Innovate instead of axe, use chain, or saw. Pwede ka rin mag-innovate as long as malapit, okay? Hindi yung katulad ng sabi natin kanina paggamit ng piece, bato ang ginamit mo, invento ka lang, ano. If you want to use other objects, make sure that it's also related and also within the context ng pinapalitan mong object. Next. Yan, understand the topic, find keywords in the given topic, para masasama mo siya sa lettering mo. Make a clear opinion on the issue. Are you for or against? Dapat malinaw yan. Know your stand. So, cartooning involves action, so show the action also through your drawing. Next. Editorial cartoon is related to the real world. Editorial cartooning can be compared to movies, TV shows, cartoons, or any fad. So, it has to be entertaining. Also include abstract ideas, but make sure to translate them into images. Next. Meron pa ba?
Parang wala na po ata.
Alright, okay, so last na yan. So this will be the end of recording muna. What time is it?